Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to fix the scroll wheel skipping issue in the Roccat Cone XP Air. This fix also applies to the Turtle Beach XP Air because Turtle Beach bought Roccat back in 2019, but the name change of the mouse didn't happen until 2024. And so today I'm going to be replacing the internal scroll wheel encoder with this 8mm green scroll wheel encoder. I find that compared to the original, it feels a little more mushy, but it does last a lot longer. I've been using this encoder for the past 6 months and it's been working really well. This particular encoder is a bit too big for the mouse housing, so if you want to get the right size, get the 5mm instead. Alright, so onto the disassembly. This mouse has 4 screws under the mouse feet, and here I'm using the heat gun to soften up the adhesive. I take some tweezers and gently pull back the corners of the mouse feet. You don't actually have to completely remove the mouse feet, just a corner is enough so that you can gain access to the screws. Here, the screws that are used are Torx. After the 4 screws are removed, gently pry open the housing, and be careful because there's a ribbon cable that connects the upper and lower parts of the housing. To remove the ribbon cable, just wiggle it loose and it should come right out. Here you can see that the scroll wheel uses a white rotary encoder, and we're going to remove it next. So to do this, I take out the screw on the other side of the scroll wheel and pull out the wheel with a little bit of force. And once the scroll wheel itself is loose, I take out the wheel and disconnect the rotary encoder. To disconnect the rotary encoder, you just pull out this connector from the motherboard using tweezers. And here's a close-up of both the connector and the rotary encoder. Next, we're going to reuse the cable from this old encoder. And to do that, we're going to have to take a soldering iron to remove the 3 wires. Desolder it as you normally would, and the cable comes right off. Comparing the 2 rotary encoders side by side, you can see that the 8mm has these 2 wings on the side and also an extra tab. These extras will have to be snipped off before reinstalling. After snipping everything off, and making sure that they're roughly the same size as the original, now we solder the wires back on and reattach everything in reverse order. Push the encoder along with the mouse wheel back into the housing. Reconnect the connector back onto the motherboard and tuck the wire under the ribbon. Next, reconnect the screw for the daughter board, and then we'll reconnect the ribbon cable for the top half of the mouse to the bottom half. Gently press the mouse together and screw in each of the screws. And that's it. This is how you disassemble and replace the rotary encoder in the Roccat Cone XP Air. I've put a link down below for the rotary encoder I used. Like I said, I think the 5mm is better suited because then you don't have to go through the extra step of having to snip off the extra lengths. Thanks for watching.